Hello, come on in. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some wine. Cheers. And a little wisdom. So come on in here. Come on in here. Having a nice Shiraz. Come on in. We're going to have some wine, wisdom. We're going to talk about you getting out of your comfort zone. Yes, we are. Come on in. Let me make sure we actually can be seen and heard. Oh, looks like we're good. Hold on. Hold on. All right, let's make sure. Oh, we can be seen. We can be heard. This is good. Hey, everybody, come on in here. Hi. We're having some wine and a little wisdom. I got some wine and I got a little wisdom. So come on in. Grab a beverage of your choice. Get comfortable. And let's have some fun. We're going to talk about getting out of our comfort zones. Get out of your comfort zone. I'll start in just a minute or so. Let's let a few more people get in here. If you would be so inclined, please share. Let's see if we can get a few people in here. I like my comfort zone. It's comfortable. I know I call that being comfortably uncomfortable in your comfort zone. Figure that riddle out, right? Cheers, everybody. Having a great Shiraz. I don't drink a lot. Usually I'm like my one and done. But I like to have a little wine. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers to you as well. I like to have a little bit of wine and or one martini. So that's it for me. Usually weeknights, it's usually one glass of wine. And if it's, if it's a martini, then that's more like a weekend. So come on in here. Yeah, comfortably uncomfortable in your comfort zone. That's where we find most people. So come on in. We're going to have fun tonight. If you'll please share for me, that would be very cool. If you would share, that would be really nice. Then we get a few more people in here. Let's give it about 30 seconds and get started. We're going to talk about getting out of our comfort zone and why it is so important to do. Especially if you've been following my broadcast and we've been talking about capitalism. You cannot be in capitalism and sitting in a little nest called a comfort zone, okay? You got to get a little uncomfortable to participate in capitalism. It's so worth it. So come on in here. I've been thinking about making some major moves, but that's as far as I get. Oh, okay, that's all right. We don't want to be caught up in the paralysis of analysis. Oftentimes people get stuck because they overanalyze. We'll talk about that. Thank you for being honest and for sharing, because you know what? Lots of people feel exactly the same way and end up doing the same thing. Absolutely. I coach lots of people from all walks of life. So many commonalities. You know, we think we're so different from everyone else, and the reality is there's more similarities than there are differences, especially when pursuing the entrepreneurial endeavors. Hey, that's a nice compliment. You're watching Tucker Carlson while you're watching me. Hello. Cheers. That's a nice compliment. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I think that's awesome. If you can split your attention between both of us, how cool. All right. Well, come on in here and please do share, because we're going to talk about some good stuff. So if you know anybody who's been stuck in their comfort zone, really should be breaking out, right? And making some changes. Maybe they've got great ideas. Maybe they've got some awesome talents, but they're letting fear freeze them and causing them to stay right where they're stuck at. Hey, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm more interesting than Tucker Carlson. Wow. Okay. Maybe tonight, but thank you. That's awesome. All right. So share this out if you know anybody that's stuck in a rut. It's going to be the Periscope message for them. So, okay, so if you've been following me, last week I talked all about being an entrepreneur. I talked about getting out and pursuing something different, right? Pursuing something for yourself. Going after a goal. I said if you've got a talent, if you've got a skill, if you've got some passion that just fires you up and you would do it whether they paid you or not, that's more than likely tied in with your purpose in life. You know how many times you sit around thinking, what is my purpose? You know, what am I here for? What am I supposed to accomplish? I don't know what I'm here to do. Well, as soon as you figure out what your passion is, as soon as you figure out what really fires you up, what motivates you, maybe it's art, maybe it's teaching, okay? Maybe it's music, maybe it's woodworking, crafting, leather work, I don't know, traveling, whatever it is, that's tied in with your life's purpose. So if you've got a passion behind it, then more than likely there's a reason for that, okay? But how many people will be stuck and they always would have, could have, should have, I had a chance, I never did, I thought I was going to, then I didn't, and so on and so forth, and they never step off the cliff and take that jump. And look, I know that first step is a doozy, isn't it? And you're the only one that can take it. That's the scary part. Is like when you're pursuing something new or different, getting out of the nest, getting out of the comfort zone, you're rocking the boat, right? That first step is going to be like, oh, scary. But as Susan Jeffers says in her fantastic book, if you haven't read it, feel the fear and do it anyway. It doesn't mean that the fear has to stop you. It means you're going to feel the fear and then you push past it. The fear is there. You acknowledge it. Say, thank you. I appreciate that you're there. I've done my due diligence. I've, investigated this. I've looked at it. This is something I think is really viable. I'm going for it. And feel the fear, and then you just do it anyway. Okay? That's how you do it. So you just go for it. And oftentimes that is the scariest part. And as I mentioned earlier, a lot of times people get caught up in what I call the paralysis of analysis. They'll analyze, they'll investigate, they'll, do the numbers, and then they'll talk themselves right out of pursuing whatever it was they were going to pursue. And they'll say, I don't know. I talked to, my neighbor. He didn't think it was a good idea. Then I called my mom. She didn't think it was a good idea. And then I went and talked to the dog catcher. I went to talk to the lady up the street that works at the grocery store. She didn't think it was a good idea. It's like, okay, wait a second. Does your neighbor have whatever it is that you really desire in life? Well, no. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's my neighbor. Okay, great. So why are you listening to him? God bless your mom. She doesn't want you to get hurt. But does your mom have everything that you desire to have in life? Is she living the life that you always dreamed of? Well, no. I mean, she's my mom. She's a good person. That's right. She's your mom. She's looking out for you. Why are you listening to her? Okay? The lady that works at the grocery store, does she have everything that you've ever desired to have in life? Does she have peace of mind? Does she have purpose? Is she living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of living? Well, no. I mean, she works at the grocery store. Then why are you listening to her? Okay? I rest my case here, friends. Cheers. We're having a nice Shiraz here. We're having a little wine, having a little wisdom. You have a beverage of your choice. Get some hot tea. Get a whiskey. I don't know. Get yourself a glass of wine. Get a soda. Settle on in here. And let's chat a little bit. Let's talk about this. How many times will people get caught up in that, right? They get caught up in listening to people who don't have what they want in life anyway. So it's like, why are you listening to broke people? No offense, right? I mean, no offense. Maybe they're not even broke, but they're unhappy. They're dissatisfied. They hate what they do. They're unhappy in their relationships. Why are we listening to them? I do not know. Stop listening to them. Stop. Okay? There comes a time when you have to really trust your own good judgment, and you have to know that, you know what? I'm pretty smart. And I've researched this. And I've got a passion for it. And I feel like Spirit is moving me to participate in this. And so, you know what? Do it. Do it. I mean, unless we're talking, look, I'm going to just preface this by saying, unless you're talking about like doing something foolish like I did. Right? Like, I think I'll put $1.5 million into a out of the country resort. I won't investigate the tax ramifications. I won't look into the possibility of getting, dual citizenship or anything like that. I'm not going to look at what my liabilities are. I'm just going to do it. Well, if we're talking $1.5 million, okay. You want to bring in some analyst. You probably want to bring in an accountant, get your lawyer involved, and really take a look at the whole big picture, okay? All of which I did not do. I just said, I'm Lisa Kidder. I'm doing this. Baby, let's go for it. What could possibly go wrong? It's going to be great. Okay, so, however, if we're just talking about getting out of your comfort zone, doing a little something like maybe launching a home-based business of some kind, selling some crafts that you do. You know, we're talking a small investment, moderate to zero risk, really. Then do it. What the heck? Or going out and doing stand-up comedy because you've always been thinking about doing it, and there's an opportunity for open mic night, and you're like, I don't know, and your mom's like, honey, you don't want to embarrass yourself. Remember when you did that, you know, that holiday play back in 1967? You were so embarrassed. It took you years to get over it. It's like, okay, it's okay. All right, we're all grown up now, and it's open mic. And you're pretty damn funny. So go have fun with it. If you bomb, you bomb. But if you make them laugh, you make them laugh. Who cares? You'll never know. Get out of your comfort zone. Go do it. Go do it. What's the worst thing that could happen? Worst thing that could happen. They weren't going to pay you for it anyway. So you get booed off the stage and you have to put your tail between your legs, go have a couple of glasses of wine and go, well, better luck next time. I'll work on my spiel. I'll work on my shtick. I'll get funnier. Honestly, though, it's karaoke night. Go sing. How fun. Oh, well, no, and I was going to go, but my girlfriends won't go. Then go. Go do your karaoke. Who cares? Have fun. And get out of your comfort zone. Something really interesting happens when you have the courage and you step out of your comfort zone. Magic happens, because guess what? It takes practice. You know, how many of you have gone to the gym? You've gone to the gym, right? You lift a few weights. When you first go, it's like, oh man, this is painful. I don't even know why I'm here. I don't want to do this. Or you're doing yoga. Oh man, these poses, this is painful. Why am I here? But then after you go, and after you go, and after you go, then guess what? You go and you're like, oh my gosh, this feels so good. I'm so glad that I've stuck with this. Positive affirmation t-shirts. Yes. How cool would that be? Absolutely. Matter of fact, I think there might be somebody on here who has a similar type of a website, and she's just recently launched it and is already having success with it. Okay? So, anyways, let's say it's just like time for you to get out of your comfort zone. Okay, I lost my train of thought. Shoot, what was I saying? I was about to tell you guys something good, and I started reading the chats. Oh, I shouldn't try to read the chats, talk wisdom, and drink wine. Oh, thank you. Okay, so thank you. So you join a gym, yes, and you go in and you work out, and it's painful at first, right? It hurts. You don't really want to do it. You kind of feel out of place. Everyone looks like they know what they're doing, and you don't. They know how all the equipment works. You haven't had your little tour around the gym yet. You're out of your comfort zone. But magic happens once you do it. You've got to flex your courage muscle. That's where I was going with this. Thank you for getting me back on track. Yeah, you've got to flex your courage muscle, because once you do it, you're like, dang, that felt good. I did it. I got out of my comfort zone. I tried something totally different. I bombed up there on stage, but damn, I had fun, right? The 3 people in the front were laughing, and it was great. I felt so energized. I'm going to work on my shtick. I'm going to get back up there and do it again. I'm going to get back up there, and I'm going to do it again. That's right. I'm going to tell you guys a story. I have to tell you a story. I have so many of them. Oh my gosh. It's funny, as I'm sitting here and I'm looking back, you know, and sharing these words of wisdom, right? They come from life experiences. They come from life experiences because I've lived a lot of life. I've made some whopper mistakes, made some major errors. You're making tiramisu tomorrow? Is that Delia? Oh my gosh, Delia, that's awesome. That's one of my favorite desserts. You've got to post when you're going to be out scoping that. I got a super busy day. I think I got like 6 coaching clients tomorrow, but I definitely want to watch that Periscope. I'm making tiramisu. Oh my gosh, what a fabulous dessert. So I just got so many life experiences, because one thing I can never be accused of, and that is playing it safe. Sitting on the bench, right? No way. I've been out there. I've been playing life. I've gotten down and dirty. I've gotten filthy. I've got kicked in the teeth. I've been to the bottom, been to the top, been in the middle. And that's where the life coaching comes from. It's from all of those experiences. It's not like I just picked up one of my books. I got tons of them over there in my bookshelf, but it's not like I picked up a book and went, oh, I think I'm going to teach them this today. No, I said, you know what? I got life experiences. I'm drawing on those life experiences so that I can share the wisdom that I've gained from living the life experiences. Okay, so really quick story. I was talking about, going to tell you a story about flexing your courage muscles, doing something that scares you to death. And in the first time you do it, you might still be scared. And you're like, man, I'm scared. That was awful. Then that's all the more reason to go do it again. You're like, I'm scared. That was awful. Go do it again, okay? So I'm going to share with you just a really quick story. And I apologize if you've heard this one before. I got lots of them. But if you've heard this one before, I do apologize. Okay, so this is about mid-90s. And I was a top earner in a network marketing direct sales company, right? So I was like raking in the dollars, having a great time, building a team. It was awesome, right? For the first time in my life, I was bringing in bank. Matter of fact, I was making so much money, I wrote my ex-husband a note, a sympathy card. I really did. I swear to God. I sent him a sympathy card. I'm so sorry you're no longer married to me is what it said. It was a sympathy card. I said, I'm so sorry you're no longer married to me. And I photocopied my check for the month. I said, because this is just what I earned in a month. And I know this is what you earn in a year. And I'm just like thinking, I feel really bad for you right now. Anywho, okay, that's the wine talking. So let me just tell you that's the story. Okay. So anyway, top earner. I think I was in the top 20 income earners in that company at the time. Doing very well. And remember, I'm the one who was the single mother, struggling, got married, got divorced, struggling. It just went on. It was like, oh, dear God, stop it already. And finally had the breakthrough, okay? So here I am, and this is a true story, and I was out in Aruba. Aruba, one of my most favorite places on planet Earth. Been there many times. If you've never been, absolutely must go. It's beautiful, friendly, clean, amazing people. So anyway, I went to Aruba with and I was one of the top 20 earners at this event, and they said, hey, it was like maybe 1,000 people, maybe less, 800 people that were in attendance, and they said, we're taking the top 20 earners for a very special day tomorrow. And I was like, oh, I'm in the top 20. This is going to be great. What are we doing? They said, we're going to go way out into what is that? That's the Dutch Caribbean, isn't it, over there? Anyway, they said, we're going to go way out, and we've got this boat that we've reserved this boat all day. And it was kind of like, have you guys done this before? It's like one of those pirate ships. It kind of looks like a pirate ship. It's a great big boat with the big sail. And then they got the kind of this theme going on, and everyone, you show up in the morning, they come up to the boat, the dock there at or whatever, it wasn't even the dock, I guess it was like the harbor or whatever. Anyway, they come up at 8 a.m. Then you go out, they serve you like a little tiny mini breakfast, and then they serve you this lunch, this extravagant lunch when you dock in at some remote island, and then you go snorkeling around for a couple hours. You get to snorkel, get to do all kinds of fun stuff. It's an all-day event. Then they took us over to this other island, and we got to get off, and they had horseback riding. So you can go horseback riding on the sand, which I was like, yeah, don't really want to do that. I'm in my swimsuit. And they said, well, if you don't want to go horseback riding, they had massage therapists, all these tables set up on the sand, and you could drink some champagne and get a massage. I was like, yeah, forget the horseback riding. I'm all about this, right? Because we've been snorkeling around. I'm not a big water person, which is where the story is headed. So this is about getting out of your comfort zone, in case I lost you already, what the story is about. It's breaking through. It's flexing the courage muscles. The more you flex them, the better you get at that, being courageous, okay? So I was like, oh, this is so much fun. So off we went, and this is now, we've left the morning, for the morning. We're going to go snorkeling. I'm not a big get in over my head water thing. I'm like not about diving, but I'll do snorkeling. That's just kind of splashing around. It was just perfect. It was absolutely perfect. I mean, it was so pristine and just beautiful blue water. You could see for miles. The sun was shining. It's just tropical. It's warm. It was amazing. Then one by one, all of the top earners were like, hey, look, there's this big rope swing at the top of this boat. Like you go all the way up to the bow of the boat. It was a long friggin' way up there. And they were like, this will be so fun. Let's all one by one go off this rope swing and drop into the ocean. And I was like, I don't want to do that. Okay, snorkeling is one thing. Splishy, splashy, staying kind of surface in the water with my little, having my little mask on and stuff. That was one thing. Watching the fishies, all the color fishies go by. That was very cool. Going all the way up to the bow of this boat and swinging on a rope out into the ocean and dropping with God knows what swimming around out there. I'm like, I don't think so. I didn't say it. I don't think so. I just sat quietly. One by one, all of the other top earners went until eventually they realized, hey, did we all go, guys? That was amazing. Everybody went. Wait, Lisa didn't go? I was like, oh, no, I'm good. No, you have to go. No, I'm good. Talk about peer pressure, right? I was like, no, I'm good, guys. They're like, no, you have to go. It's an amazing experience. And all the rest of us went, and I was like, ugh, crap. And I knew I was afraid. I knew I did not want to go. Ooh, am I losing you guys? Hold on. And I knew I was afraid. Okay, no, I didn't lose you. Okay. So I was like, I knew I was afraid. I don't want to go. Why? Because am I back, you guys? Did it freeze for a second and bring me back? Yes? Am I back? Okay. Just tell me if I'm back. Give me a thumbs up or something. Let me know I'm back. Otherwise, if I'm frozen, that's not good. Okay, so I knew you had to exit and come back. Oh, I appreciate you doing that. Thank you. So anyway, I knew I'm afraid. I don't want to go. But remember we talked about this. Getting out of your comfort zone. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And here I thought to myself, I cannot be a walking contradiction. Like I can't be full of shit. I teach people this stuff. So the last thing I want to be is out of integrity and say, go do this, but then I don't do it, right? So I'm like, crap. All right, I'll go, guys. And this is where that flexing your courage muscle comes in. Do it once and you get stronger. Do it again and you're like, I did it. And then you kind of feel euphoric. But I wasn't at that stage yet. I was at the feel the fear and freak the hell out stage. I was like, oh God. I'm wearing a bikini, okay? And I start climbing up to this bow of this boat. And I got to climb several kind of rope ladders to get all the way to the top. And I got up there and I was like, oh my God, this is a long ways up, a long ways down. And I can't see anything. As far as the eye can see, I can see a few little ships in the distance and a couple little boats and things. Other than that, it's just ocean. I'm like, I don't really want to do this. I'm up there by myself. I'm like, man, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I got to do this. I'm afraid to do this. All the more reason to do this. First, it was peer pressure. Then it was me going, don't be a wimp, Lisa. Come on, you're Lisa Kidder, for God's sakes. Let's go. And I was like, all right, I'm doing it. I don't want to do it. Okay, I'm doing it. So I hung on. And back then, well, today even, I have long nails that are natural. They're just not painted. But back then, I really always had perfect everything, right? Perfect nails, perfect hair. I was kind of playing that stupid part. Oh, thank God I finally outgrew that. Anyway, however, back then, so everything was perfect. They were my own nails, but they were long and they were perfect. And I got a hold of the rope swing and I swung out and I got over the water and I thought, hell no. And they were like, let go of the rope. And I'm going, no. Let go of the rope. I was like, oh God, I'm way out there. And they're like, let go of the rope or you're going to hit the side of the boat when you come back. Because you start off high, but then the rope goes low. And when you swing back, I could see the whole side of this boat. I was like, oh crap. It's either let go, right? Or I'm going to splat like a bug into the side of this boat. I did not want to let go. But I didn't have a choice because by then I'd been hanging on and I was sliding down the rope. So did you ever do that as a kid? I remember doing that as a kid, not as an adult, for God's sakes. I had rope burns all down my hands, and my nails, I'd been hanging on so tight that 3 of my nails bent all the way backward down to the quick, and they broke right off. I was like, oh my God. So then I'm like, I'm out here now. I gotta let go. I gotta let go. I'm gonna smack my face and my whole body against the side of this boat because I could see this big monstrosity, and I just let go. And I dropped into the water. Well, as you can imagine, when you got rope burns and you've broken your nails back all the way to the quick and they're bleeding profusely, and then you land in the salt water, it was not a good experience. Landed into the salt water. Oh my God, it burned. My top came up. So now I'm like scrambling. I'm bleeding. Trying to hold my top down. Right? I'm going, oh shit. And they're like, Lisa, swim. Swim. And I'm like, I'm not even a strong swimmer. And now I'm trying to swim without my swimsuit top, with everyone that I admire and respect, all my peers, looking over the edge at me going, oh my God, hold on, we're going to come down and get you. And I'm like, no, don't get me. Let me drown, please. And my nails are broken. I'm in so much pain. I got rope burns. I'm like trying to pull my top down and climbing up this rope on the side to get back up to the top of the boat. I'm like shaking because, it hurt so bad. It was just, the pain was excruciating. I would give birth to 4 kids before I did that. I only had one, just Brendan. But I was like, oh my God, this is worse than childbirth. So I climb up this rope and I'm like, ugh, and they have a towel to put around me because I'm like shaking. It's a warm, beautiful day, but I'm shaking. I'm like, oh God, that was so embarrassing. And I'm in so much pain. And I'm holding my hands like this, right? Rope burns, nails broken. And I just sat there like, wow, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm good. No big deal, guys. No big deal. And they'd given me ice to put on my hands. And I was like, so embarrassed. So humiliated. But, and there's the but of the whole story, I said to myself, I'm never doing that shit again. Ever. That was awful. Never. I will never do that again. And the longer I sat there, I'm rocking myself and I'm like wrapped in this towel, and everyone kind of went about doing what they were doing. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to do it again. And I stood up and I threw off the towel. And I put a t-shirt on this time over top of my swimsuit top. And I was like, I want to go again. And they're like, what? What? Why would you do that? I'm like, I want to go again. You guys, I want to go again. They're like, why would you do that? You're like, your nails are hanging. You're bleeding. You got rope burn. You're like, clearly distraught. I'm like, I know. But if I don't do it again, I will have a fear of water. I will have a fear of that experience for the rest of my life. And I'm not living in fear. I am not living in fear. I'm doing it again. They were like, you don't have to. You don't have to prove anything to any of us, Lisa. You already did it. I was like, no. The first time I did it was about you assholes. Now it's about me, okay? The first time I did it is because you guys pressured me. You pressured me. You made me feel like crap, and I fell for it as an adult. But this time, I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for me because I don't want to have that kind of fear hanging over me for the rest of my life. So I said, I'm doing it. They're like, you don't have to. I said, I know I don't have to, but I'm doing it. So I went up there. Nails are hanging. They gave me a couple Band-Aids. Nails are hanging. I'm still scared. But I'm like, no. I'm still scared. But you know what? I'm doing it. So I went all the way up there. I hung on. They said, now when you gave me a couple tutorials this time, like, hey, when you get up there, the minute you swing, just count to like 5 seconds and drop. Don't start to come back. And if your hands start to slip, just let go. I was like, okay. And they go, just let go of the rope and go like this. I was like, deal. So I did it. I went down. It hurt like hell. The pain was still there. The salt water hit the open wounds. I was scared. And I was like, I don't want to really do this, but guess what? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Can you guys still hear me? Hold on. My mother just texted me and I thought I had shut that off. I'm doing it. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, you can. Okay, so I learned a very valuable lesson that day, and I'm sharing it with you, that I knew that if I allowed that fear to stop me, a few things would happen. I would, number one, be so disappointed in myself that I had felt that fear and I didn't push past it. I didn't get on the other side. I would have allowed it to stop me, okay? Then I would have been a chicken about that my whole life. So then what I said is, I had to get to the other side. I had to break through. Then the second thing was, I knew that in order for me to have the courage to ever take a risk again, to step out of my comfort zone again, to take a chance again, to do something wild and crazy again, I would have to overcome this one, because otherwise it would haunt me. Plus, I didn't want to get back home, laying in bed thinking about my trip to this beautiful exotic location, Aruba, right? And think, I wish I would have gone again. So I thought, I'm doing it. I don't want to do it. I'm going to do it. And that's called persistence. That's called overcoming. That's called flexing your courage muscles. And that's what I'm talking about, friends, is when you practice getting out of your comfort zone, even small things. Like, to me, in the overall scheme of things, I guess that wasn't really big, but man, it was scary, right? It was scary. I always say persistence beats resistance. And so if you can know that it was an unreasonable fear. I mean, the chances of a shark getting me were slim to none. I guess not slim to none, but especially once I was bleeding, I was like, shit, now I'm going to really attract those sharks, right? My fingers are bleeding. If I wasn't shark bait to begin with, I'm really going to be shark bait now. But I was like, I'm doing it anyway. I don't care. I'll let the shark eat me. I'll get eaten knowing that I took the risk, that I got out of my comfort zone, that I wasn't a scaredy cat, that shark ate me. But you know what? I felt good about myself. So you got to sometimes just push through. And what I oftentimes say is, when you see a wall, like in that experience, I saw this wall of fear. And in reality, it wasn't real. I kicked through it. It was a styrofoam wall. It wasn't even real. It was all between my ears. A shark did not get me. I did not die, right? I jumped off. It was a lot of pain. The whole rest of the next 6-7 days in Aruba were miserable. I had to sleep like this because I was in so much pain from my fingernails being broken down to the quick, right? But I was like, whatever. Right, karate punch through it, right? I remember telling you guys about my board breaking experience too. Of just breaking a board with my bare hands and then realizing, oh my gosh, it wasn't even tough. It wasn't even challenging. It was nothing. It was a board. But most of the resistance and the hardness of it, the difficulty of it, was between my ears. It wasn't really the board itself, because I was able to break through that. I told you guys that story before. But anyway, so that's one of my big stories. I've got so many of them, but that's one of the big stories, right? And that is the story of when I felt intense fear, like real fear. Like, I was like, oh God, I don't want to do this. And I just sat there, and no one, I don't think, would have belittled me or made fun of me or said anything to me if I would have just sat there wrapped up in that towel the whole time, just kind of rocking myself, going, oh my God, with Band-Aids on my fingers, and all wrapped up with gauze on my hands because of the horrible rope burns. I don't think anybody would have criticized me or laughed or said anything. It didn't matter. This second time was not about anybody but me. It was an internal decision. Have you done that before? Where you had to make an internal decision that I'm doing this. I'm pushing past this. That's why I say you got to get out of your comfort zone. Oftentimes we're having some wine and wisdom, so I guess I better have my wine, right? Oftentimes we'll hear that our comfort zone is our failure zone. Have you heard that before? Your comfort zone is your failure zone. As long as you live in your comfort zone, and here's what I've discovered, and I think one of my very first sentences of this scope was that most people are comfortably uncomfortable in their comfort zone, right? Comfortably uncomfortable in their comfort zone. You're right. I believe you as well. I don't even believe in failure. I think failure is like, it's not even real, because everything you go through offers you an experience. And the more you're experiencing life, the more you're growing through life, right? So really, is it a failure? Probably the only failure is if you did like something like what I just, what I shared with you, that experience, and then I didn't go the second time. I would say that would be failure. I would have allowed that fear to overcome, to conquer, to win. And I was like, not happening, right? So, but I'm with you. I agree. I don't even think there's much as far as failure. So, but the comfort zone is like, a lot of people live their lives in their, listen to this, comfortably uncomfortable in their comfort zone. So they're not happy and they're in their comfort zone, but they're not really happy there, but they're too afraid to get out, or too afraid to rock the boat, too afraid to do something different. Right? I've gotten to that place. I can appreciate that. If you're not reading the chat, I agree with you. I've gotten to that place in my life too, that there's not much I'm afraid of. Not much I'm afraid of. I'm just like, whatever. Okay, right? I've been through so many experiences in my life now, been through situations, lost everything, had massive successes, had a big 14,000 square foot house with 10 bedrooms. What did I have? No, that's not true. Did I have 10 bedrooms? Oh, I did have, I think it was 10 bedrooms and 15 bathrooms. I don't know, something really stupid. Never do it again. But anywho, the whole experience was an experience, right? Been through lots of life experiences. Won it all, lost it all, rolled the dice one more time. It all went bye-bye. And had love, lost love. It's sort of like, what else is there, right? If it's a rocking, don't come knocking. Yeah. So the whole thing is like, you've got to just live life. Because I believe if you're living life, that's how you're gaining experiences. The last thing, like, how many of you know who, oh God, I just forgot his name all of a sudden. It must be the wine. No, I was about to tell you something. Jim Rohn. Do you know who, thank you for adding me. Do you know who Jim Rohn is? Jim Rohn, R-O-H-N. Well, he was like a business philosopher. Just amazing. If you sat with Jim Rohn for just a few minutes, you would just think, there's so much wisdom in this guy. And one of the things that he said was that you don't want to tiptoe quietly through life and end up at your grave real quiet. No one knows who you are. You didn't rock the boat. You didn't take any risk. You played it safe and you got all the way to your grave, and there you are. But instead he says, you know what you want to do? You want to come in, you want to slide in sideways. You want to be like, woo! Boom! Life's over. Man, hell of a ride, right? Like, wow! Hell of a ride. I will never become a Democrat, my friend. You do not have to worry. Oh my gosh, I haven't been a Democrat since I was about 15. And then I got my first job. And I was like, oh, hell no. I don't have enough of this to go around for everybody. Sorry. And then became an entrepreneur at a very young age. And then had my son at age 18 and had to take care of my baby boy by myself as a single mom. I'm like, oh no. This Democratic stuff isn't going to work for me. Now I see why mom and dad were always, now I see why they were conservatives. I'm not standing up right now. Thank you, though, for that invitation. Thanks for that lovely invitation. I was standing up already. I did AmericanWomanTV.com with Rihanna earlier today. I was standing up, so you can see me standing up there. I'm drinking my wine right now. We're winding down. So the message tonight, as we wrap up our time together, the message tonight is get out of your comfort zone. Feel that fear. Do it anyway. Take a risk. Take a chance. Do something, right? What is it that you've been wanting to do? Do it. Crockpot meatloaf. Thank you. Are you getting our recipe? Did you get our recipe? Oh, I'm so happy. Did you go to AmericanWomanTV.com and get our recipe? Oh, that's so cool. We made soap today. Were you guys on there? Today we made homemade soap. Rihanna is like a flippin' genius. And she put lavender in it, essential oil. Oh my gosh, it smelled heavenly. And she did it where part of it is white and then she swirled the lavender color through it. I'm so excited about that. And on Thursday, we're going to be cooking. Yeah, you have to see the replay. We haven't uploaded it on American Woman TV yet, but you can see it either on my Twitter feed or you can see it over on Rihanna's at Hublet. But we had so much fun making that today. I've never made it before. She's made it 100 times. So it was a good learning experience for me. And then on Thursday, we're doing one of my casserole dishes. So we're going to be back in Rihanna's kitchen on Thursday for American Woman TV. And we're going to be cooking a casserole, okay? Just something easy breezy you can throw together and feed the whole family. So anyway, yeah, somebody's probably trolling me. I don't even care. You know, it used to bother me. I used to read some of the comments and I'd think, God, who could be so mean? But I'm not saying anything mean right now, so I don't care. But either way, I'm like, well, whatever. Just like I said, hardly anything phases me anymore and not much scares me anymore. So it's like, whatever. But it doesn't really bother me. Okay, so the message tonight, let's wrap this up in a pretty little bow for everybody. The message tonight was go do the karaoke. Go try out for that community play. Even though you haven't been in community theater since you were a kid, go do it, right? Go ahead, like my son Brendan, run for Congress. Did he win? No. Was it a fixed situation? Probably. Did he learn from the experience? Absolutely. Did he grow into more of a wonderful man? Absolutely. He was amazing. He was really, really amazing, right? So run for Congress. There's a lot of, look, you should be encouraged. Did you see who they voted in? Was that for the Senate or Congress? I don't even know. I think it was the Senate. Anyway, did you see who they voted in New York? That should give all of us hope, right? If that chick, Space Cadet, remember saying that in the 80s? I don't know if they use that lingo anymore. Remember, if she can get in, God love you. You're going to, yes, thank you. That Cortez woman, oh my Lord. She's got to be dumber than a box of rocks. And look, I'm a positive person. I'm all about empowerment. I coach people on being a better you, right? But her, it's like, oh my God, I got to shut this off. Look, my mom paints these lights, and I forgot I left this on the whole time. Whoops. My mother makes these awesome lights. Isn't that pretty? Only I didn't want to burn out my, yeah, she can only go up. Anyway, I didn't want to burn out my battery over there. So yeah, look, run for Congress. Get involved. Get out. Go join that dance class. I'm going to tell you guys something. I hope my husband's not listening. I'm going to tell you guys something. Guess what I'm going to do? I've been wanting to do it for the longest time. I'm going to join a kickboxing class. I am. I've been wanting to do it for so long. And I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to go sign up. I'm going to learn this kickboxing and I'm going to surprise him. Right? Be like, hey, babe, watch this. Waka, waka, waka. Chuka, chuka, chuka. He's like, what is going on? I'm so excited about it. So I don't know why I haven't done it. I've been kind of nervous about it, but I'm just going to do it. I've committed. I'm doing it on Friday. So I'll give you the reports. Maybe they'll let me Periscope from there once I get going. I'm not going to show up and be that person. I'm going to wait till I get going with it and feel pretty good about it, and then I might share. So anyway, feel the fear. Do it anyway. Come to New York. Invite invite me. Look, I'm a professional speaker. I've spoken all over the globe. Not many countries I haven't been to. They bring me in and we have a great time together. So put a bunch of people in a room and let's do this. Look, a bunch of people. Put 100 people in a room and I'll be there. Okay, and we'll have fun. We'll do personal development. We'll do self-empowerment. We'll do entrepreneurial endeavors, which brings me to a reminder that I've got to tell you about before I let you go. And that is that I have a 4-week webinar coming up. It's about launching a business of your own, doing it from the comfort of your own home, monetizing your passion, monetizing your skills, monetizing your talents, and bringing in some extra money from home, right? Oh, you signed up. Yay, thank you. I've got 4 spaces left and then we're tapped out at 12. So if you want to sign up, it's just $99. It's for 4 weeks. It's a live and interactive webinar. You'll be able to ask questions. You're going to get worksheets and handouts. If you want to sign up, I got 4 spaces left. So message me, direct message me here on Twitter. And let me know if you want to get in on it. Otherwise, you can message me from my website. Go to AmericanWomanTV.com and you can message me from there. It's just $99, smoking deal. I usually charge about $2.99 to $3.99 for that training class. So just 99 bucks gets you a worksheet, workbooks, interactive. You'll be able to ask questions. It's a small, intimate group. I've cut it off at like 12 people. And we're going to have fun. It's going to be after Christmas, so don't worry about it starting and you're like, well, I'd love to sign up, but it's just before the holidays. No, it's not. It's not going to be starting until after Christmas. We'll get you in. Got 4 spaces left, so let me know. Can it just be one-on-one for $99? No. I do not charge just one-on-one for $99. I charge $1,197 if you want to do 5 weeks with me, one-on-one. Otherwise, I do have a few little smaller packages. So anyways, thanks for being with me. This was lots of fun. Hopefully you benefited from it, got some wisdom. I know I had some enjoyable time with my wine, and I'm going to let everybody go. And I will look forward to seeing you back again. I'll be back tomorrow with some more wisdom. On Thursday, join Rihanna and I for American Woman TV. We're going to be cooking in Rihanna's kitchen and we'll be sharing another recipe. If you missed any of our previous episodes, you can find us at AmericanWomanTV.com. That happens always also to be my website, so you can go check us out. Okay, thanks everybody. Glad you were here. Have a good evening. Feel the fear, do it anyway. Get out of your comfort zone. Bye.